What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the CUFC YouTube channel. It is a Matchday reactions for the first time in a very long time, as Carlisle drew 2-2 with MK Dons the other night, in a game where I actually thought Carlisle were decent in parts. Again, it's not enough for what we need. We needed 3 points, to be honest. We had a good win against Bromley at the weekend. This was our game in hand. I mean, the point difference is 6 at the moment, which is a lot better than it was a couple of weeks ago, of course. But is it too little, too late? Do we have enough in the tank? I said if we could still be in the fight when we take on Morecambe and Accrington in the middle of April, then we still have a chance. But I don't know. I think it's a difficult one. I do think a lot of fans have accepted the fact that we are down. But it was good to see a bit more passion, a bit more fight from the players. And, a lot of them on social media have sort of been saying, stick with us and everything like that. So the desire seems to be there, but whether or not they've given themselves a bigger opportunity than not, it's to be seen, really, isn't it? But we are off the bottom of the league, which is a good thing. It's been a very long time since, we've been more but better than bottom of the league. But I think we really don't help ourselves. I didn't think the referee was brilliant against MK. I mean, that's not the reason we drew the game, don't get me wrong. But I think if you look at the goals we conceded, it's a calamity, isn't it? You're going back to last season where we were just gifting goal after goal after goal, and it just seemed like that's what we were doing again yesterday. MK Dons, a lot of their fans have said that they had a very poor game and that it wasn't the best game from them, and to give away the goals that we did is disappointing in the game that was up for the taking, in my opinion. I thought there was 3 points on the table for Carlisle if they just went for it. But we started off in the game. The referee set the tone very, very early with a yellow card for Josh Feller inside 2 minutes, which even for Josh Feller is a bit of a record. But I thought the referee did have a poor game. He was very, very happy to blow his whistle and stop the game at times. There wasn't a lot of flow in the game, which was disappointing. But their first goal came from, it was Terrell Thomas who plays it up in the air originally. Cameron Harper stepped forward to allow the press onto the MK defence. MK attack, sorry, and then they just play a nice little triangular move, get the ball down the wing. He's free in space. It's a good ball into the box, and then the shot just sort of goes through Gabe Rees in a way. Potentially could have done better, but that made it 1-0 to MK Dons. And I thought MK in the first half especially looked really fit, like a really physically fit team. They were pressing in numbers. It actually looked like they had more numbers than Carlisle on the pitch, just with how high they would press. There was times where Harper wheeling in the midfield, we get the ball in sort of just that defensive midfield position, and all of a sudden there was about 4 MK players around them. That's a successful press. Something that Carlisle could look. I mean, Carlisle's press has been a lot better since Mark Hughes has came in, but there was a couple of opportunities in this game where I thought we just let the keeper sit with the ball for about 10 seconds. And it's like, urgency is the word, really, isn't it? But there was some good play from Carlisle, to be fair. There was a great free kick from Cameron Harper, a really good in-swing and free kick, but there was no one there to get on the end of it. And then there was some lovely play from Matthew Dennis, who gets the through ball to Stephen Wern, but just on that point of MK being fit, by the time Wern touched the ball, MK just had about 4 men around him, and the counter-attack was finished. So that was a little bit disappointing. But then there was it's becoming a bit of a trademark goal now for Dennis, isn't it? There was some great play by Archie Davis to take it around his man, gets the ball in the box, and there's that man again, Matthew Dennis, with the header to make it 1-1 for Carlisle United. Now, I was happy with that, because the amount of times I've seen Carlisle in the last 18 months go behind and not get back into the game has been too many. So it was great to see them actually fighting back in this game. And then there was a really good opportunity for for MK, where Archie Davies has cleared it over the line. The ballers came into that. I can't remember if it was a cross or a shot, but Gabe Rees has parried it straight to their play. Very odd decision from Gabe. It just went straight to their player, but luckily Archie Davies was there to clear it off the line. There's got to be question marks asked of Gabe Rees. I know he's a young keeper and everything like that, and we have a habit where you can't say anything bad about our Cumbrian players, but I think there's got to be questions at times about Gabe, especially that one there where he parried it. But anyway, it didn't lead to anything, so it doesn't get spoke about as much. But then there was an absolute disaster. I have no idea what is going on. Davies tries to clear it, makes a mess of clearing. The lad sort of gets in behind, takes it around Gabe Rees 2-1. So simple. It's just that thing again of just gifting. They're schoolboy mistakes you're making again and again and again. And I know the last few weeks hasn't been as bad when Hughes has came in. We have shored up that defence a lot better than it has been, but we need to win games of football. It's as simple as that. We're not going to stay up. What we got left? 9 games. If we draw the next 9 games, that means Tranmere only need to win 1 game to stay up. Do you know what I mean? We need to win games, and we're not going to win games by gifting teams goal after goal after goal. But again, Carlisle with a fight-back spirit. There was a good cross from Harris, which Jones just couldn't get on the end of. But then something that Jones did get on the end of, he moved into the box. He goes down. Now, it looked a penalty from where I was sitting, I'm going to be honest. But I also have the feeling if it was anyone else but Jordan Jones, it's probably given as a penalty because he doesn't exactly have the best reputation for staying on his feet, does he? But that's just my opinion. But then Thomas takes the shot. It goes back in, and then it comes to Harris, and an absolute rocket from Harris to pull it into the back of the net. Great finish from him. Great to see him finally grabbing a couple of goals to his game as well. I know he offers a lot more than goals, but a great finish from Harris to get us back into the game. And then we had a bit of momentum to end the first half. Jordan Jones with a curling effort, a bit like he did at the weekend against Bromley, and a great save from their goalkeeper to deny Jones a goal for Carlisle. But then the second half just sort of seemed like a very different team and a very different performance. It was quite a flat second half, to be honest. I thought the players looked knackered. Substitutes could have came on a lot earlier, in my opinion. I mean, hindsight is a wonderful thing, of course. Dennis looked a threat. He was looking a threat all game, but he looked like he was limping from about the 70th minute after that challenge, so maybe he could have been replaced. I mean, we ended up actually bringing on Kelly and Dennis, which was an interesting one. It was good to see Dennis having someone to be able to work off, but overall, I don't think there was a lot happened in the second half. Like MK looked the better team for the majority of the second half. Wern had a header very late on. And then I missed stoppage time because unfortunately I had to get a train because I had been away for the weekend, so I wasn't driving, so I couldn't stay to the end. I had to rush to get a train, but I didn't really see what happened in stoppage time. But I thought overall between the 45th and 90th minute, I thought MK looked the better side in the second half, although it didn't look too threatening. Just sort of seemed to be the second half. It was a bit of a nothing second half, but what are your thoughts? Carlisle, a little bit of passion, is a little bit too late though. And we've got a very difficult week coming up now. We've got Doncaster on Saturday, followed by Chesterfield on Tuesday, then Newport, I believe it is, at home. So a couple of difficult games there, especially that trip to Doncaster. But again, in front of a sold-out away end is unbelievable. So yeah. But what are your thoughts on the game? Sorry, the review is a little bit late. Probably should have uploaded it yesterday, but here we are anyway. The reviews are back of the games. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I've been CUFC, and I'll see you in the next one.